Good morning, good morning, good morning. Danny here from Salon Agility once again. I don't know if you can hear the birds chirping, but it is 6:14 a.m. in Williamstown, New Jersey. And this morning, we're just going to be talking about consent forms. Okay, so I saw someone post in one of the body waxing groups I'm in. They had a question about consent forms. And so this kind of lit a fire under me to do something that I had to do anyway. Okay. And this is going back. She just posted, I think it was yesterday, but this is going back from a couple weeks where someone had asked me about like consent forms and stuff like that and how I do them. And, I do them for my clients. And so I know that like some of you guys don't have a booking system where you can like create consent forms and stuff like that. So if you don't have a system where you can create consent forms, okay, you can always use Google Forms, okay, to do your consent forms, okay? And they're pretty easy to set up, like once you got a flow for them, okay? And that's what this is here. This is a Google form consent form that I just created, okay? And once you create it here, like you can either like, you can, share it by email, okay? Share a direct link to it or embed it directly on your website, okay? To embed it directly on your website, you're just literally going to grab that little bit of code right there and then go into your website and add like an HTML widget. If you're using WordPress, that's pretty easy. I believe like Squarespace and Wix will let you do that as well. Should be pretty straightforward. You're just literally copy and pasting this little bit of code right there. So I'll show you guys what that looks like right here. Okay. So so here's the embedded form right here. Okay. So this is the same form. This is a WordPress website. Okay. And the same form that you're seeing right here. Okay. I just embedded, by copying that little line of code and pasting it onto this page, okay? And so that's that, okay? Now, there are some automations you can set up from there, okay? Depending on what type of booking platform that you're using, okay? But we're not going to cover all of that right now because that's a whole other situation, okay? But you can set up automations. For example, when someone books an appointment, this form, if someone books like a Brazilian waxing appointment or body waxing appointment or whatever kind of service it is and whatever kind of form it is, okay, you can automate it, again, depending on which platform you're using, to send them this form if your system doesn't have booking forms, okay? So that's that, okay? I also want to just show you guys real quick, okay, how we handle forms and stuff like that, okay? So our system, fortunately, does have the ability to create very nice and, if needed, complex forms for like all your services and stuff like that. So this will be in the custom field section. And I believe it's going to be under customer. Nope, it's going to be under appointment. Okay, and I created a test form yesterday. We'll just wait for this to load. My computer's always slow when I'm recording my videos. All right, so this is going to look super confusing, but trust me, it's not. Okay. So online deposit payments, we want that. We want somebody to have to check a box for that, no matter what the service is that they booked, okay? Conversely, we can, specify services and stuff like that, but we want that to be for all services, okay? And then the rest of these now this is just a demo site, okay? This isn't like a real like appointment booking. This isn't a real business. It's just like a demo site of our platform, okay? The back end of it, but the other fields for the form, I just have it set up for, a demo Brazilian waxing service, okay? And they're all like that, but you can set this up like really nicely, you got to plan it out, you know what I mean? But you could set this up really nicely and have all of your forms in one place, so that when the customer books an appointment, okay, like their form information is going to be under their customer file. Okay, so like you'll see, did they click that box, you know, that kind of thing. Like you'll have all that information on the back end of your system. Okay, so this is the back end of it, how we set it up. Okay, this is the front end of it. Okay, you know, what the customers would see when they're booking an appointment. Okay, so you know, we only really have it set up for the Brazilian waxing service because this is just like a demo of the form. But you know, so you just basically click the book now button. Okay, wait for it to load, select the time, enter your information. Okay, first name, last name, email address, you know, anything with a little red asterisk right there, you have to click. Or when you go to click continue, it's not going to let you continue. It's going to give you a message, you know, that you have to check a box or something. But, and so these are the questions, you know, have you had any recent cosmetic procedures? Example, chemical peels, microdermabrasion, laser treatments, you know, if yes, you know, explain below. Okay, so they would explain that. So you basically just go through all the questions that we have in this form, okay, and you know, click a couple boxes, you know, acknowledgments, immediate action in case of discomfort or reaction, health and disclosure, photographic documentation and advertising consent. You know, they can select yes or no for that. And then finally, the service authorization, okay? And in a spot like this, you know, you're going to want to link to your booking policy on your website, your privacy policy, and your terms of service. Okay, so that's how we would handle the form, you know, in our own system. Okay, and for our own clients. Now, again, some of you guys don't have a system where you can create forms, and some of you do. Okay, so in either case, okay, I want to help everybody out. Okay, if you have a system that can't create forms and intake forms and stuff like that, I want to show you how to use Google Forms. Okay, if you do have a system that can create forms, but like you don't like their forms or something like that, you can use Google Forms. Okay, so lots of different ways that you can do this. Okay, you can even just use like a WordPress form if you have a WordPress website, or a Wix form, or whatever the case may be. Okay, so here's a page where you can download, okay, this body waxing form. Okay, so you know, you can check out the page, okay, but, and I'll drop a link to it in the video, but you know, download free waxing form. That's going to open up a file, a PDF file, where you can just go ahead and download that right to your computer, and you know, edit it by just clicking like that little arrow right there on your phone, or depending on what browser you're using, it might be a little bit different, but yeah, you're just going to download it and then edit it and make it your own. Okay, so on that page you can download that form. Okay, you can view the embedded form, which is the one I showed you guys from here. Okay, and you can also open this embedded form live, okay, by clicking that button right there. Okay, and you can go ahead and edit the form, you know, make it your own, whatever the case may be. Okay, I have a master copy of it, so you're not going to mess up what I have, so feel free to go ahead and, you know, make it your own or whatever. But so that's that. And then down here, you know, if you don't want to download it or something like that, you'd rather just, you know, take the content, copy it, and paste it into a Google Doc, you know, feel free to go ahead and do that too. If you need help, you know, creating a form, so these are just for like, we got one for body waxing, which is like a general kind of waxing form, and then we have one that's like, you know, pretty much the same, but a little bit more customized for like intimate waxing, like Brazilian and bikini waxing. Okay, for example, let's see, I know there's someone here, so okay, like, you know, do you have any medical conditions that might affect intimate waxing? that kind of thing. But so it's a little bit more customized for like intimate waxing, but they're both virtually the same. Okay, but you know, let's say you got a Botox service or a lash service or something like that, and you know this body waxing form is cool, but you need something else. Okay, so in that case, we have a 100% free, okay, AI form builder, okay, that I just launched, just got finished, you know, just wrapped it up this morning, okay. And this one is called Lily, and it's the Beauty and Aesthetics Consent Form Builder. So if you know me, you know I got a bunch of different like custom AI bots and stuff like that. I got Bella, Ava, and Olivia. I named them after just people in my family. Bella's my daughter, Ava's my niece, and Olivia's my niece. And Lily is my other, she's technically not my niece, but she's my cousin's daughter, but she's like my niece, and she's a little beauty too. But so, you know, I just give them names to, you know, kind of corny, but that's how I like to do it. But yeah, so Lily is a bot that I designed to help beauty and aesthetics businesses. So med spas, salons, body waxers, lash artists, body sculpting, you name it, anything in that broad category, helped you guys create your consent forms. Okay, so you're just going to click this little button to access the free AI form builder, okay, which is going to open up this, okay, and all you have to do from there is just press right there, okay. You don't have to pay for this. You do need an account with ChatGPT, okay, but you don't need a pro account, okay. You need a pro account if you want to create your own custom GPTs, but you don't need it to use any of my custom GPTs. ChatGPT recently changed that. Before you did need a pro account to use custom GPTs, but now you don't. So you're going to launch the AI form builder, okay, and then you're just going to click there, okay. Now let's just go through the process, okay. What's the name of your business, and what type of consent form would you like to create? Okay, so that's like a preloaded question that kind of like kick things off. Could you please provide the name of your business and let me know what type of consent form you would like to create? For example, do you need a consent form for services like eyelash extensions, Botox, body waxing, or another beauty service? This will help me tailor the form to your specific needs, okay? And this is where you're going to, you know, add information to make it your own, okay? So I need so let's say, you know, we are Bella Lash Salon, and we need a comprehensive consent form for our eyelash extension services. We are located in Philadelphia. Okay, now you can add some other stuff to this as well if you need to further customize it. Okay, but for this we're just gonna, that's pretty much all you need. Okay, and this is going to give you a great base form. Okay, so you're going to click the arrow and it's going to create it. I'm going to go ahead and kill this video because that just might be slowing my computer down a little bit more. Alright, so the AI is creating the form, okay? It's telling us what it's going to include, okay? And it'll take a minute to, you know, create it, but it'll be pretty comprehensive, okay? And we'll just wait for this, okay? But this is very useful to help you create your forms versus, like, you know, having to either purchase them or, you know, create them from scratch. Okay, this is a solid foundation. Okay, so here's how I would do this. Let's say let's just copy all this. Okay, oops, didn't copy it. Okay, copy, come into, and I'll just use the same document, but I would normally use a whole different document, but just to keep this short. Okay, I'm just going to paste without formatting. Okay. Now, if I was using a Google form, okay, I could just duplicate, duplicate this one, but let's just start from scratch. Okay, so I can show you guys how to do it from scratch. So we're going to create a blank form. One of the first things you might want to do is come into the, little theme styling thing and add your, add your brand colors or custom colors or whatever you want to add. Okay. But we'll cancel that. Okay. You can add a header image. Okay. Let's just say I don't know, went with that. You can also upload one from your computer, which is what I did in the form that I made, but we're just going to try to keep this short. All right, name your form. Okay. Give a little description to it. Okay, and now this is where you're going to come in here and start customizing the form. So let's take a look at, let me just open this up real quick. Just bear with me. So this is where it would be helpful for you to have another form for reference to see like what I did. Okay. Okay, it's the first section. Go to settings, responses, collect email addresses, always. Okay, so this is just, so we can collect the email addresses and stuff like that. But all right, so they're going to have to enter their email. And, for our first question, let's see what we got. All right. So like the name and stuff like that, like we're going to just skip all that, but we would just actually let's just go to the questions. Now we could add sections and stuff like that, like I did in here. Page breaks and stuff like that, and give it names, which would, we would do like this. These areas here would be that, but we're going to try to keep this video short. But so, are you currently pregnant or nursing? We'll make that bold. And is that multiple choice? Check boxes. Okay, so we just want to, we want our check boxes. Okay, and then we want to come in here, and I'm just going to copy and paste, what I already have. So option 1, if yes, please explain below. And then option 2 is no. And then we want to make this required. Okay, and response validation, select at least. So this is going to limit it to, how many options they can select. We don't want them to, are you currently pregnant or nursing? There's no way possible it could be both yes and no. Okay, so we want to limit, them to be able to select either yes or no. Okay, and we're just going to copy that right there. And so select at least, at most 1, enter our custom text, paste. Only 1 answer is permitted. Select at most 1, required. Okay, and then we want a space for them to explain below. Okay, and for that we used a was that a paragraph? Okay, so we'll just add a section. Just close that, and it's going to be a paragraph. I don't know how we did it on, how we set it on here, but you would just go copy, enable the description, Okay, make that bold. So once you got like 2 of those built, like a question and a space for them. Now this we're not going to make required because their answer could be no. Okay, but this one here we're going to make required. But once you got that one, once you got 2 of them done or whatever, from there it just gets much quicker. Okay, so instead of creating a whole one from scratch, okay, we could just duplicate that. Then we're going to want to drag it down. Okay, let's see, it didn't drag, so we're going to want to drag it down. Actually, we just drag this one up. Okay, so we're going to duplicate that, and then we're going to duplicate this one, and then drag this down. Okay, whoops. Are you currently pregnant or nursing? Your response. Okay, so that's our first question. So our second question, we're just going to come in and grab it. Do you have any eye conditions? Okay, same thing, just popping it in there. Oops. Make it bold. Okay, same exact thing. Okay, and you're just going to, again, duplicate it, drag it down, duplicate that, drag it down, just like that. Okay, and then once you got a bunch of them, people aren't going to want to scroll. You see this form here is like pretty long. Okay, so you're going to want to break that up into basically a multi-step form, and to do that, you're just going to add section. Okay, and then you can give the section a title, a description, and then that's where you would add like different things like that. Okay, but and that's going to break it up into like a multi-page form. Okay, it's like this basically. So let's see, let's just open it so I can show you guys. So okay, we're just going to like skip it, but see what I'm saying? You click next, it's going to load the second page, which I called section 2. Okay, so on and so forth for the rest of the form. So that is how you create a form on Google Forms. Okay, and you'll get into a flow with it. Okay, and you'll get faster with like dragging it around and stuff like that. But yeah, so let me just make sure we got everything. Okay, we got our custom GPT I showed you guys. Okay, and how to use it. You're just going to click that little button. It's not there now, but like when you first open it, you'll see that little button. Click that, give it your info, any other details that are important, and tell it the service that you needed to create the form for. Okay, and it's going to create the form for you. Okay, now let's say you needed to edit the form. Okay, you can edit it, service consent needs to be revised, and you can even spell stuff wrong in here like I just did there, to include links to our booking policy and privacy. Okay, and it can edit it. Okay, if you don't like something that it said, so it's going to give it to you. And then, of course, you'll have to add like your own links and stuff like that. But that's why it says that there. But then it asks you, does this updated version work for you? Okay, it might have said something that was incorrect, or something that just doesn't match with you. So you just tell it, this doesn't work. I needed to say this. Okay, you can ask it questions. How would you handle this situation? So on and so forth. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay, if there's any problems downloading anything, or using a form, creating a form, using the custom GPT, any questions whatsoever, I'm here to help every last one of you. Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.